I've been working in land trusts for some 15 years, and I think there's been recognition that we don't see a lot of diversity in the outdoors, but there hasn't been a lot of questioning why aren't we seeing a lot of diversity in the outdoors.
My great-grandmother tell my grandmother tell my mother tell me, Earl, don't go on those woods. Those woods, not a safe place.
Right.
It's not a safe place to be. All the heinous things have happened, lynchings, killings, and dogs, all those things that happen in this place that other folks feel like that is so beautiful. Well, you have one group of folks who put brakes on it. I'm not going there.
Right.
I'll have my fun outside of the woods. And you have another group of folks, particularly white folks, who have said, I love this place. So culturally, there's a divide, right? And so Conservancy essentially is preserving this beautiful land for everyone, but everyone is not necessarily enjoying it as much as one group. Since there is tax dollars that are actually paying for these lands, and those tax dollars are not just white folks' tax dollars, they're black folks' tax dollars too. But we don't enjoy this land. We will essentially funding white folks' lifestyle.
The conservation movement is part of this country, and that means that it is affected by racism and shaped by racism. So one thing that I've been learning about in the last few years is the ways that that people of color have specifically and legally and systemically been displaced from the land, and that starts with the displacement of Native people, and that and then laws like the Homestead Act that put land into the hands of white people, discriminatory policies, for example, that discriminated against African American farmers who used to own a great deal of farmland, lost a great deal of farmland, and then discriminatory policies that made it harder for people of color to own their own homes and their own property, right? So there have been all these policies over hundreds of years that have made land the property of white people, right? So there's this deep, deep racist idea in our country that land is for white people, right? So, and the conservation movement for too long has mirrored that, right? And you see these lands are for white people. And I will say that working inside of some of these organizations, it's not that has been a desire to keep people out, but people are thinking about how do you protect land? Well, to protect land, you need to be on the right side of the people who own land. And you need to be on the right side of the people who have money to help us
preserve the land.
Right?
I agree.
So because we live in a racist society, most of those people are white, then you have conservation organizations primarily seeing themselves as answering to white people, right?
I get it.
So that has been, I think, how this culture just has not been inviting, and now
and now we have a problem. If we're inviting more black folks to enjoy the very same places that conservancies are preserving, then you have more people that actually care about these beautiful lands, because when you are taught that these beautiful lands actually truly mean something and they're not fearful of these woods, then you'll want to come and to do what you and I have done all morning.